Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oof.
Lots to unpack there.
He's on the case.
Yeah.
It's Joe Bernal. Whoever recommended he grow a mustache, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Because that is nice. And it's full.
Right.
That's my favorite. It's super full. Joe, I am now rooting for you to win the tournament for a victory photo and all of it. And if Joe does win the tournament in the winner's interview, I want the words to say congratulations to Detective Bernal and not Joseph Bernal. That's all I ask. Actually, we're going to make a quick change. Go ahead, please. Bernal will start with an ether vial. It is now official. Detective Bernal is here. Let's go back to Joe. He will draw.
You know, I always assumed that this moment or the moment like this was going to be me.
If you can't have fun, what can you have?
Yeah, because it is not just the mustache. The haircut is
Yes,
also.
it is. It's all of it.
Yeah, it's all
of it.
It's also.
All he needs is a pair of aviators, and it would just be the stone lock.
And now he's doing a little detecting. There are some clues on the battlefield that he is checking out here. Surveying the scene of the crime.
We got a champion of the parish. And now for Joe, I think it might be a Thalia. Yep. And we're going to pass the turn back, it looks like. So I got a Mox Opal Terrarian, Scrap Trawler, Darksteel Citadel, Ether Hub. Here for Kenneth. 1 energy, Inventor's Fair now. Let's see if he has Karkland Ironworks. Okay, he's got Pirate Spellman. That's going to cost 2 mana. Just pass the turn back. That, of course, can kill various things.
Yeah, the Thalia potentially, or if there's a freebooter for his Ironworks, you can get rid of that instead.
Spellbomb's really good in this deck.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Win condition, handles problems, all that stuff. Really, really good. Violent 2, here for Bernal. And now here's an attack. Time to cash in. Actually, I'm just going to use the Pirate Spellbomb right away. Okay. So now, in the draw step, I think we might have the activation of Vial on Freebooter. Yep. Already saw Joe move him along. And now here is Kitesail Freebooter. Yep, there's the Ironworks. Take that, leave him with a Scrap Trawler. So let's see here how the Wesley will play a Scrap Trawler. Okay. Attack with the other Scrap Trawler. Easy enough. In for 3. Back to Bernal will go. His Vial's on 2. It's moving up to up to
Yes, Cedric? Yeah? What's the vial at? I'm coming in late here. What's the vial at?
It's on 3. It's on 3. Champion of the Parish also has 3 counters.
Okay, welcome back.
I'm good. I'm good.
You were not. You know, I honestly thought that the break was going to be mine.
Here's Reflector Mage, your favorite.
Yep. You can clone that. Although I guess the battle's not really over the Scrap Trawlers necessarily. As long as Wesley doesn't have access to Ironworks, then it's, you know.
Then he's fine. And then Bernal is doing totally fine. Not sure if he remembered his Inventor's Fair trigger that turn. And I think Wesley's going to need every point of life because I think he's in some trouble right now.
Well, I don't know if it's going to come down to one here because with 2 champions of the parishes, Bernal's likely to follow up with just such a huge turn. Nice.
Ichor Wellspring. Another Pirate Spellbomb. That actually matters.
If he can survive the next turn and get rid of the freebooter, then he can start running with the Ironworks.
Ooh, Vials up to 4. Okay. We might have to get Heron's Grace Champion ready here in just a moment. Joe will draw. Okay, he has... Oh, yeah, he might kill him this turn. All right, so here, yep, that's a good look at that again. We need to get Heron's Grace Champion ready here for Detective Bernal because I'm pretty sure he has one in hand. Mantis Rider going to come down. That's a lot of damage. Now, obviously, Ironworks combo deals infinite damage.
Yeah.
So, getting it some high life total doesn't matter. Here come all the creatures. Scrap Trawler is going to jump in front of one of these, most likely just the biggest champion. So that's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. See, I think Heron's Grace Champion is probably going to do it here. Yeah, here's Pirate Spell. I'm going to go after that. Joe's going to respond by vialing in Heron's Grace Champion. That's 4 mana, 3/3 Flash Lifelink. When Heron's Grace Champion enters the battlefield, other humans you control get +1/+1 and gain Lifelink until end of turn. That is an interesting addition.
Yeah, I mean, Restoration Angel's a little bit better about leading into the instant speed stuff and for removal, but if the game is just a pure race, and I think especially in the Human's Mirror, this card makes a lot of sense.
Detective Bernal, that's Joe, of course, does win game number 1 here over Kenneth Wesley. Humans up a game here over Ironworks combo. We'll go over the sideboards here in just a moment, but first, a few messages from our sponsors. We're back. Cedric Phillips, Patrick Sullivan, watching Joe Bernal and Kenneth Wesley. It's Humans versus Ironworks combo. And we will start with Wesley and his 4 Nature's Claims, 3 Galvanic Blast, 2 Guttural Response, 2 Gear Power Aether Grid, 2 Defense Grid, and 2 Worm Coil Engines.
I think you're going to see the Galvanic Blasts and the Worm Coil Engines come in. Bernal's threat's maybe a little bit too big for Gear Power Aether Grid, although I guess maybe not. That one's close. On the play, it's different, but the Blast and the Worm Coils for sure.
Other side of things here for Bernal, 4 Sin Collectors, 3 Kataki War's Wage, 3 Direfleet Daredevil, 3 Reclamation Sage, 2 Isis Staticaster. He's not messing around.
Easy. 3 Reclamation Sage and 3 Katakis.
Yeah, what do you want to get out of the deck? Probably the Heron's Grace Champions. I don't think you're about that life.
Yep. Reflector Mage.
Yeah, it's a clean 6.
Six
Yeah,
for
it's a
6.
clean
Yep.
6. You're right. Yeah, Reflector Mage doesn't have anything to bounce. I mean, it can bounce the Scrap Trawler, sure, but whatever.
Yeah.
You're right. All right. Green light. Here we go. Ironworks combo is going to start with a Grove of the Burn Willows and a Terrarian. Noble Hierarch to draw. This is an Ancient Ziggurat. Great start here for Joe, actually. Sometimes Kataki can be hard to cast. It won't be this game. Darksteel Citadel. Oh boy, if he plays 2 artifacts, Kenneth is going to have a bad time. Pyrite Spellbomb, Chromatic, Star, back to Joe. Thalia the draw. So it's going to be an unclaimed territory. Likely naming Humans, but Joe might be thinking something different, actually. He'll play Seachrome Coast. He will play Kataki. And in for 1 Exalted Damage. Kataki is a card we'll take a look at, and of course, you're going to see that all of Kenneth's artifacts at this stage have the upkeep of pay 1 or lose it. So he'll start by cycling his Chromatic Star. He still has a mana floating. He will use the Pyrite Spellbomb. He will pay for Terrarian. And I think that means he loses the Darksteel Citadel. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Joe was on that one pretty quick. There's Buried Ruin, not a card we see a ton of. So we head back over to Joe. Oh, cool, another Kataki.
Well, Bernal might actually want to slow roll this one a little bit. Let Wesley play out some more stuff and then try to at least get something for his money on 1 turn. Especially when if he's got a turn of Thalia Meddling Mage.
That's a pretty good setup.
That's not bad.
Unclaimed Territory is naming Human, of course, and now another Kataki. So all the 2-drops he's playing are problematic. This is what makes Human such a good deck, right? It has aggressive draws with Champion and Thalia's Lieutenant. It has these draws where they're Humans for the most part. Kataki is not, but they're disruptive 2-drops.
Yeah.
Kenneth going to draw a card with Terrarian. Galvanic Blast will take care of that. All right, he's fighting pretty well against Kataki, truth be told.
Yeah, fortunately for him, Bernal's not putting him under much pressure just yet. So he's spinning his tires a little bit. It's going to take him a little bit of time to break out of all these different disruptive creatures, but he's got the time to do it because he's not under a whole lot of pressure.
Hub, getting energy, pass a turn back. And Joe will play Kitesail Freebooter, which will give him a lot of information, of course. Now you do see the hand. Karkline Ironworks, Ichor Wellspring. Looks like that might be a Nature's Claim.
Yeah, probably out of the board to fight over Aether Vial, and you can cast it on some of your own stuff that cycles when it hits the graveyard.
Something like a Chromatic Star.
Yeah, but the combination of Freebooter here plus Meddling Mage is essentially going to strand Wesley's hand with just the Nature's Claim.
Yeah, I think you take the Wellspring here.
Right.
And you Meddling Mage, Karkline Ironworks. And now here's an attack for 3 Exalted Damage. So not the most pressure, but actually now Now the clock's starting to pick up a little bit.
Oh yeah, I mean, again, this would be a lot different with Champion of the Parish or something like that. But Bernal is now starting to turn on the heat a little bit.
Chromatic Star in the play there from Kenneth Wesley. So we head back over to Joe. Phantasmal Image, I believe, the draw. He has the third Kataki. Boy. Whew. Joey B making it look easy here. Here's an attack for 5. Wesley going to fall down to 11.
Interesting to see what Bernal wants to do in the spot. A lot of options. My instinct is Phantasmal Image and the Meddling Mage and set it to Pyrite Spellbomb. But there are a lot of good lines here. I'm interested to see how Bernal wants to proceed.
I think if I'm Joe in this spot, I'm going to Image Meddling Mage and name Ironworks again.
Okay.
Because they can't go off without it, as far as I know.
Yep.
Maybe Matt Nass can, but even I think that would be tough. And if you're locking Ironworks out of the game, then I think you're doing just fine. Looks like he's going to copy Meddling Mage. And we'll see what he's going to name. And now here is Kataki. Engineer Explosive's not a bad name.
Yeah, that's much the same thing as Pyrite Spellbomb, but so much worse for him if Wesley has it.
Yeah, and that's actually probably a better name than what I wanted to do.
Yeah, that's...
Jeez.
Explosives is a really solid name.
Explosives would get it all right now. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there are 3 Engineering Explosives in Kenneth Wesley's deck. Yeah, that's a good name, Joe. That's why you're 6-1. Here's Buried Ruin. Pass the turn back. We can attack for 10. So it looks like Joe just needs a Lieutenant to close it out. Which it does not look like he drew. So 2, 4, 6, 8. It's actually 9. He drew another copy of Noble Hierarch. Pass the turn back. Kenneth Wesley is going to need one heck of a draw step here. He's going to let his star die to Kataki's trigger. Draw a card. Draw another card. He's got to work through Thalia's Thalia and Meddling Mages and everything else, and he just can't do it. Joe Bernal going to win this match over Kenneth Wesley. 2-0. Humans going to take care of Ironworks combo, and for Detective Bernal, a good friend of ours, a good win. 7-1, locked for day 2.
And that's exactly how you want to draw with humans, right? Mixture of pressure and disruption, and just hard for Wesley to get all of his interlocking pieces onto the battlefield against Meddling Mages and Freebooters and Kataki's post board.
Generally don't see Joe play aggressive decks.
Yep.
In Legacy, we watch him play Stoneforge Mystic a lot, and we see him play Back to Basics a lot in that format too.
Yeah.
And then in Modern, I actually see him play Jund and Thoughtseize decks quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So to see him deviate to humans leads me to believe that he feels this deck is one of the best decks in the format, and it's pretty hard to argue otherwise, man.
Yeah.
Look good there. Look good there. All that disruption against a combo deck, it beats. It's so good against combo and other aggressive decks. It's just a hard deck to kind of put down. I know your matchups against Jeskai Control and Mardu Pyromancer, especially Mardu Pyromancer, they're rough, but you're pretty good against everything else.
Yeah, I think your Jund matchup's pretty bad.
I like your Jund matchup a lot.
You do?
Yeah, a lot. Most of their cards just don't matter.
Sure.
Stuff like Tarmogoyf, and their creatures just aren't very good. And their starts of Thing, Liliana, those just aren't particularly good starts.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I think that